The instruction manual. This is an 8-electrode body composition scale. It has app control. Startup instructions. Maximum of 396 pounds, resolution of 0.1 pounds. It's a rechargeable device and other information. Inside each of these corners, it's a load cell. So you need all 4 feet to touch a leveled surface in order to use this properly. The entire thing is a bit thicker than typical scales I've reviewed. There's also a USB-C cable, and that's it. There's nothing else in here. To measure body fat, it uses these electrodes, and also on this handle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 electrodes here. So when you grab it, you put your fingers here and your thumbs here, and internally it would either measure across your hand all the way to the right side, or your right hand to the left side, and in a lot of different permutations to figure out the impedance across your body. Notice how these electrodes are sort of gold tinted. They're spaced fairly close together, so even if you have a very small foot, it can go across these 2 electrodes and still have a large contact area. So if you have small feet, you want to touch the top electrode and then put the rest of your foot down. This device is Bluetooth only. It does not have Wi-Fi, so you can use your app to take a look at your measurements, but without your phone you won't be able to see the measurements on the device. The scale comes in a deep hibernation state, so even if you step on it, it's not going to turn on yet. This is to prevent it from turning on while it's in the box. To activate it, just plug it in first. We see it's charging at 1.6 watts. Push the button on the side to turn it on. If I unplug it and step on it, it shows your weight. Download and start the StarFit app. Select the plus sign in the top right corner. Press on this to activate it and select search Bluetooth. It sees the RunStar R7 and we can connect to that. Now that it's paired, you'll see a Bluetooth icon there. I like to put various things on here just to see if I can measure packages. 3.4 pounds, it zeroes it out. Let's try again with twice the amount. 9.6 pounds, it zeroes that out too. Let me try a 20-pound weight. That one, it registers. So you have to be between 10 and 20 pounds for it to register. Remember, whenever you use these scales, put it on a hard, flat surface. It's not gonna work on carpet at all. Step on it to wake it up until it zeroes out. The app is gonna show 0 pounds. You come in here, grab onto it, and you have to hold on to the front, put your thumbs here, and you just kind of hold it in front of you like this. It measures the weight. It says 134.4. The bar at the bottom is measuring your body composition now. We'll wait for it to finish. And now it shows a bunch of different things like 10.3%, 65.7%, something else. Age is 41, BMI 20.4, muscle mass 112.7. So it kind of disappeared before I finished reading all of it. You kind of have to have an understanding of what those icons mean. Once you get used to it, you can just take a glance at all of them. Of course, all this data will show up on the app, so you can go on the app and take your time in reading through the data. Once you're done, you let this back down, set it on there, and then you get off. Because the cable doesn't actually lock in place, I'm wondering if that actually adds to your weight. So I'm gonna measure myself again. I'm gonna put that handlebar forward and then stand on it. It says 134.4, which is the same weight as I measured before. So this pulling on the handlebar is not adding significant weight to the entire measurement. In the app, you can go through all these measurements slowly without the LCD screen turning off on you. Because it's an 8-electrode system, it can measure the difference between your left arm and right arm, left leg, right leg, or your torso. The top number here is fat standard ratio. The bottom number is muscle standard ratio. The product page is gonna say 28 different measurements. The first 3 is change in weight, change in body fat, and change in BMI. They count changes as another measurement. The next set of 4 measurements is body composition index, which is water weight, fat mass, bone mass, and protein mass. So just how much everything weighs on their own. And then look at this, there are 3 columns, and if you go down, there's actually 7 rows of measurements here. Whichever metric that you want to look at, you drill into that, which includes weight, BMI, body fat, muscle rate, fat-free body weight, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, skeletal muscle, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, BMR, body age, WHR. What's WHR? Waist to hip ratio. Okay, so you can drill into each one of them. It'll tell you what it is. Fat mass, water weight, protein mass, ideal body weight, obesity level, body type. And then if you go down some more, it'll show you limb data. Left arm has 0.2 pounds of fat. Right arm has 0.2 pounds. The tummy area has 7.1 pounds. Left leg 2.6 pounds. Right leg 2.9 pounds. And then you have muscle balance. 6.6 pounds on both arms. 52.5 pounds in the torso. 19.6 in the left leg. 19.8 in the right leg. There is a question on how accurate is this data. It's never going to be as accurate as what you get if you visit the doctor and they do medical type of analysis on your body. The electrode type of measurement is always measuring the impedance between one part of your body and another part, and it's trying to guess how much fat there is in your body, how much muscle there is, because those different kinds of materials have different kinds of impedances, and when you combine them, there's a effective impedance. So they measure that in this scale, and they kind of work backwards using statistics and stuff to figure that out. So any type of electrode measurements is not a direct measurement of body fat or muscle. It's an indirect way to measure it. That's why it asks you different metrics. How old are you? How tall are you? And they'll use this information to get more accurate data for you. Other than the metrics you see here, it's a very family-friendly device. If everyone runs the app, has the same account, if someone steps on it, you can claim that data as your own. There's also baby mode, which allows you to step on it. It'll measure your weight. You hold the baby and you step on it again. It measures the difference, and then you know how much the baby weighs. There's also charting of your historical data. I measured my weight, and we have a change of weight of 1.1 pounds. BMI, body fat. This scale is actually quite pricey compared to a lot of other scales. The added features basically is it has a rechargeable battery, 8 electrodes. It has an LCD screen so you can see your metrics much easier than if it was on the scale itself in many of the cheaper scales. 400-pound capacity. Most of the weight capacities of scales are indeed 400 pounds as well. The thickness of the glass is pretty similar to other ones I've seen. If you guys are interested in this body composition scale, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.